Okay, practical example of an encounter. I might do drawings like this. Some people do maps. Fuck that, that's too much work. I might do a little drawing and post it just to show you guys how it works. But here's an example encounter. So we set a scene. I, as the DM, will say, like, Stabitha and her friend Jimbo find herself in a tavern. They're sitting down drinking, enjoying. Across the way is a bar. The bartender's serving drinks to Dude 1 and Dude 2. Two random guys. There's music going on, blah, blah, blah. I'll try and set the scene. I'll make it theatrical. When, out of nowhere, two goblins come in and start harassing Stabitha and Jimbo. So let's just say they're standing Goblin 1 and Goblin 2. And they start shit. And so, Stabitha, what do you want to do? And at this point, Stabitha can do whatever she wants. She can try to engage them and talk to them like, oh, I'm going to try to convince the goblins that, we're cool people and see if they want to have a drink with us. At which point I would say something like, oh, make a persuasion roll. And she would roll and it would work or not. And we'll play with that. And that's kind of how the role play and some of those things go. Or she can say like, oh, I'm going to pull out my sword and intimidate them and tell them, you better fuck off, you assholes. And so I would say, all right, well, roll your intimidation check. And if it works, they'll run away. And if it doesn't, the goblins might start to attack. Stabitha could also say, I want to stab him. And so at that point, we would launch combat, and I say roll for initiative. Now, when you roll for initiative, you roll your d20 dice and add your initiative bonus, and that determines whose turn it is. So let's just say that Stabitha... That is an awful S. So let's just say that Stabitha rolls a 5, Jimbo rolls a 10, Goblin 1 rolls a 1, and Goblin 2 rolls a 7. So Jimbo goes first. So the order then becomes Jimbo, Goblin 2... motherfucker. Okay, sorry. So the order then becomes Jimbo, Goblin 2, Stabitha, and then Goblin 1. So this is the order everyone goes in. So the actions available to you are movement, action, bonus action. Jimbo... doesn't have any real bonus actions available to him, so he just says, I'm going to walk up, use his movement, to Goblin 2, and I'm going to split his fucking head open. Give Jimbo. I'm going to split his fucking head open with my big-ass axe. And so I'll say, okay, Jimbo, roll your attack. So Jimbo rolls his attack roll, and he gets a 15, but his axe has +3 to attack. So Jimbo gets... 18 to attack. The Goblin 2's AC, let's just say is 16, so since 18 is more or equal to 16, Jimbo hits. So as the DM would be like, all right, Jimbo, it's a hit, roll your damage die. And he'll roll his damage die, and for the shit of it, let's just say it's 7. So it's like, all right, Jimbo, you do 7 damage. I might explain what happens. You swing your axe and hit him in the arm, and he cries back and takes a step backwards and takes 7 damage. Or I might ask Jimbo, how do you, where do you want to hit him? What do you want to do? And let Jimbo kind of explain. I step up with my axe and I say, you are a motherfucker. And I go to swing high, but then I turn real quick and hit him right in the leg. And then I'll be like, okay, you hit the goblin in the leg, and blood gushes forth, and he stumbles a bit, and, blah, whatever. So anyways, Jimbo used his turn to hit the goblin, and then he did 7 damage, and I, on my own, will take the goblin's max health, which I know is 10, and remove the 7, so now I know the goblin's health is at 3. I won't tell him how much health he has, because you don't know that in combat, but I will know the goblin's nearly dead. Okay, so Jimbo's turn is done. It's then Goblin's 2 turn. Goblin 2 is fucking hurting. Now I decide what these guys do as the DM. I play all the characters that aren't you guys. So it's like, oh, well, Goblin's pissed. He's going to pull out his dagger and try to stab Jimbo. So the Goblin rolls bad. He rolls a 7 and only has +1 to hit, so the goblin rolled an 8. Jim's AC is 12, so it's not a hit, so the goblin misses. And I could, we could make it fun and be like, the goblin with rage in his eyes pulls out his dagger and swings at you, but you move your head back just in time, and the goblin goes wide, exposing his back to you. And then it's Stabitha's turn. So Stabitha can do fucking whatever. She can run away. She can go attack Goblin 2 with Jimbo. She can attack Goblin 1. Let's say she saw Goblin 2 expose his back. Let's say Goblin 2 exposes her back. Because, Jimbo already took some damage on it, so she says, I want to stab Goblin 2, and so she moves up to engage Goblin 2. She rolls her attack. It hits, roll damage. If she gets more than 3, bam, Goblin 2 is dead. Oh, you vanquish Goblin 2, and now he collapses into a pool of his own blood. It's then Goblin's 1 turn, and depending on what I've decided for Goblin 1 might get enraged and attack. He might try and run away. He might drop his weapon and plead for mercy.